Greetings, gentlemen, and welcome to year 2 of the Keeper League. I have yet to come up with a new name for the league, but I want to try to think of something that sticks for more than just 1 year. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I might just come up with a dumb name. So if that happens, it's all your fault. I'll probably include it on one of these polls. So if anyone has any ideas, just keep that in mind. Um, but in this video, I'm just gonna kind of go over the keepers again, the rules and the strategy, just so everyone's on the same page, because there seems to be some confusion. Just go over some of the new features of the league. Just go over all the rules again, just to remind everyone, and then I'm going to do the draft lottery to see who gets the top 6 picks. So let's start out with going over the general rules here. So rosters are staying the same. Nothing too interesting there. The scoring I will go over in a bit, because we are switching to a different platform. It's on Sleeper rather than ESPN. So sorry if that bothers you, but it's just the way it goes. So schedule is going to be the same as last year as far as weeks 1 through 13. Our regular season, week 14 through 16, our playoffs. Payout a little bit different. I'm not going to do the $5 extra roster construction fee or whatever I did last year, because everyone seemed to keep up pretty well. So I've eliminated that. So as soon as you guys want to pay me $50, just go ahead and shoot that over to me. I know Nolan's the first guy who's done it. So I appreciate that. I think that's payback for me always paying either first or second. And in Yamada, I'm always one of the first people to pay you. I got you. I appreciate that payback. So everybody get in your league fees before the draft. Don't make me remind you. So as far as the playoff seeding, it's going to be the same as last year. I know there's some controversy where Travis thought he was in, but got edged out by Donny based on total points. So the top 5 seeds are based on the regular season record, and that coveted 6th spot is allocated for the rest of the 7 teams, whoever has the most points of those teams. I like how it played out last year, because Donny did have one of the best teams last year and just kind of got screwed throughout the regular season, but snuck in there because he had a lot of points, and then ended up making a run all the way to the championship. So it seemed to work out well last year, so we'll keep it up. The top two teams have a first round bye, whereas the other 4 teams will duke it out. As far as trades go, I know there's some controversy in that aspect as well last year. Um, I will. I really don't like vetoing trades unless there's obvious collusion going on. I made an exception last year's because I don't think Rory knew what he was doing. It was a fairly lopsided trade. I will agree with that. I won in dominant fashion on that trade, so I reversed it. But that was the last time. So as long as there's no funny business going on, all trades are fair game. They will just immediately go through, and if I suspect collusion, I will do something about it. Draft order is the last 6 picks have already been decided by all the playoff teams in reverse order. Waivers, $200 in free agent acquisition budget. That's a mouthful. Just like last year, you can put in a $0 bid if you want. If you run out of money, you can still pick up players. Just gotta hope that nobody puts in a $1 bid. And I'll kind of fix how last year the waivers were kind of funky. On Sunday, I had to do some shifting around and putting players on rosters. So I'll try to sort that out so that doesn't happen again this year. So that should be about it for the basic rules. I'll get into the more nitty gritty on the keeper rules. Yeah, so let's do this. So on to the keepers. Seems like a few of us are a little confused as to the rules of the keepers and I guess the general strategy of the keepers. So I'll try to go over it as clear as possible so we don't have to change too many rules here. So as it stands now, every team must keep two players that were one drafted last year and two ended the year on your roster. So the spreadsheet outlines everyone's eligible keepers for this year. Um, so how this works is if you want to keep a player, you will have to give up the round before you drafted him. So this year, if you drafted them in the fifth, or if last year you drafted them in the fifth round, this year you get to keep them for a fourth round pick. So I'm going to use Donnie's team as an example here. So Donnie's got some solid keeper options. He could keep Davante Adams if he really wanted to. So he picked him in the second round last year. This year he would have to keep him for a first round draft pick. He has the 12th pick because he finished in first last year. So if Donnie wanted to keep Davante Adams, rather than having this 12th overall pick, he would just have Davante Adams. No longer have a first round pick. So rather than doing that, what he decided to do, which is probably the smart choice, is to keep Juju Smith-Schuster, who is most likely this year going in like the second round. He's going to keep him for his fourth round pick. So Donnie will no longer have his fourth round pick. He will just have Juju Smith-Schuster. So not everyone has as good of options as Donnie does. So I'll go over kind of what we're going to do to kind of even out the playing field, since not everyone understood this strategy. Donnie threw out the idea of being able to trade some of your players eligible to be kept. But the only issue with that is the teams that are willing to trade these keepable players most likely means they have two already pretty good options. So if Donnie wanted to trade Travis Kelce, since he's not going to be keeping him, then someone will probably be willing to pay like a third round, second round draft pick in order to keep Travis Kelce. So now not only does Donnie have Juju Smith-Schuster and Aaron Jones, he has an additional second or third round pick. So his team is already pretty much won the league before the year's even started. So I don't like that idea. The other idea that was thrown out, which I think we might employ, is each team is only required to have one keeper rather than the two keepers. So you can have the option of keeping two, but you only have to keep one. So that's a pretty simple solution. Then the third solution is the one I came up with, would be just opening up the waiver wire to all the players that were drafted last year and ended the year in the waiver wire. So I've kind of made a list here of all of like the notable players. I left out all the ones that no one would keep in a million years. So I have like a list of about 20 here that that people might want to keep. So what we would do is open up waivers, and all the teams that want these players would just have a bidding war. And whoever pays the most would keep them. So they'll start the year, rather than having $200 in fab budget, they'll have maybe 170. But they also have a really good keeper. So like Austin Ekeler is the top option here. Last year he was drafted in the 14th round, and this year he could be kept for a 13th round. Even though I looked at the Fantasy Pros ADP this year, he's going for a 7th round pick. So you get to keep him for a 13th rounder. So it's a pretty solid keeper option there. So this column here, we might just ignore it. This is kind of, I created a formula for maybe making a minimum bid for these players, just because technically they shouldn't really even be eligible to be kept. But since we're doing this, then maybe give them kind of a penalty for not forward thinking at the end of last year. So since Austin Ekeler is by far kind of the best keeper option, through this equation that you can look right here, he would have to be bought for a minimum of $45 of fab. But I can create a poll and we'll kind of get this sorted out so everyone's on the same page here. And hopefully moving forward we won't have to do this anymore. But so that's kind of my idea. So another thing, a little change that I've done this year is, rather than using the ESPN fantasy football app, I'm switching over to the sleeper app because one, my other league's already doing it, so I'd rather have all of my leagues on one place. So that's a little selfish, but two, it's much better than ESPN. It's very customizable and it's good for a keeper league. So um, I know as much as it might pain you to have to switch over to a different platform, it shouldn't be too difficult. I will share this link right here with you. I already got the league set up. I'll share this with you. Just create an account on Sleeper, and yeah, just join. Some of the small settings I have changed. Hopefully nobody has a big issue with it. It's nothing major. Let's see some of the scoring settings. Last year, a passing TD was worth 4 and an interception was worth -2. I just changed it to -1, just because like a lot of leagues have 6 points per passing touchdown and then -2 for an interception. But since we're at just 4 points for a passing touchdown, I think it would be probably better if we just had -1 for an interception rather than -2. Other than that, everything is pretty much the same. I changed the defensive scoring settings slightly. Sorry, it's a little. What? Where'd it go? Hold on, I got to move myself. Move it up here. So the defensive scoring settings were changed just a little bit. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of fun because they, rather than doing it by like chunks of points, like 14 to 20 points, 21 to 27 points, they have an option of doing just per point. So I have -2.25 points per point allowed. So you start out, if your team shuts someone out, you get 8 points. And then for every point that is scored, a quarter of points gets subtracted out. It evens out to being pretty much exactly the same as last year, just with slight differences. Same thing for the total yardage. If you somehow give up 0 yards, then you get a full 8 points. And then for each yard gained by the other team, it's -0.02. It ends up evening out to pretty much what it was last year, so it shouldn't be anything major. Other than that, pretty much everything's the same. So that should be it for Keeper, or for Sleeper app. So I'm just going to import all of the keepers once everything's decided. Right now I have the draft set for Sunday, September 1st at 7:05 p.m. That's Central Time, so Eastern Time that would be 8:05 p.m. I don't know why I did 7:05 rather than 7. I just felt like it. So everyone seemed to be okay with September 1st as an option. I know that Travis said that he might be using his phone. So if there's a better time on Sunday that works better for you, just let us know. I will probably add this in the poll too. So yeah, that should about do it for that. All right, now on to the good stuff. I'll now be drawing for the top 6 picks this year. Like I said, I'll be using a lottery system similar to what they do in the NBA, but just slightly different because I'm not using ping pong balls, I'm using golf balls. So what I have is 9 different types of golf balls, all in this bag right here. You have 9 different ones. They're all a different brand name. And each, I'll draw 2 balls at a time. And each 2 ball combination is associated with a player. So Callaway and Vice is Curtis. So based on your finish last year, you have different odds of getting the first overall draft pick. So Curtis, since he finished in dead last place, and Kurt, who I felt had equally as bad a team, he finished just slightly behind Curtis, but both rosters sucked. So they both have an equal odds of getting the first overall pick. So they have 8 different combinations here. So basically, if Vice gets picked in either, then Curtis pretty much is guaranteed to get the first overall pick. So yeah, you can look at all the different combinations here. So Travis has the lowest odds since he finished in 7th place last year. So there's only 4 possible combinations for Travis to get that first overall pick. So I'm just going to start drawing, and if a combination is repeated after a team has already received a draft pick, then I'll just draw again. Alright, so for the first overall pick in the 2019 draft, we got GV, which is actually a golf ball I got in Iceland. And then Srixon. So GV and Srixon is Billy. Billy gets the first overall pick. God damn it, Billy. Billy has the first overall pick in the Mother League too. You bastard. Billy, you are a bastard. Alright. So, it's not letting me click. What? Come on. Don't freeze on me. Alright. What is going on? Go over here. Dude. Okay, that was just dumb. It's not allowed to click up there, apparently. Really? Alright, I'm going to put those balls back in. And draw again. Oh, I was looking in the bag. Can't be doing that. Alright. Mojo. And Pinnacle. So, Mojo, man. No, wait. Pinnacle, Mojo. Pinnacle and Mojo is Kurt. So, Kurt got the second pick. Let's extrapolate this baby out. Alright. Alright. Third pick. Pinnacle. And Vice. So that's Curtis, because there was a Vice. So Curtis got the third pick. And for the fourth pick, we got Juice and Mojo. So the Juice Mojo combo is Travis. So Travis has the fourth pick. Man. Alright. So for the fifth pick, we got Vice. So that's Curtis. So I'm just going to read it. Alright. We got another Pinnacle and Top Flight. So Pinnacle Top Flight is Kurt. So draw again. Hopefully this doesn't keep happening. Mojo. Juice. That was Travis. Alright. The fifth pick. Pinnacle. Mojo. What do you know? That's Kurt. Fifth pick. Srixon? Callaway. That should be a new person. Alright, so Callaway. God damn it. Billy. Fuck. Alright. Fifth pick. Vice. Fifth pick. Pinnacle. Dude, is this like a weighted ball or something? Callaway. Come on, come on, come on. Don't do this to me, game. Dude, this is bullshit. Alright, that's Kurt. Titleist, ooh, that's new. That's new. And Srixon. All right, Matt. Matt, you are the 5th pick. And that does it. Who is the person left out? Rory. Sorry, man. You got the 6th pick. At least you're not last. So the draft positions are 1 Billy, 2 Kurt, 3 Curtis, 4 Travis, 5 Matt, 6 Rory. Then we got 7 is Meg, 8 is me, 9 is Amir, 10 is Nolan, 11 is Gooch, and 12 is Donnie. You know, I don't remember talking about Amir during our intro here. What's his name? What? I only have 10 names here. Who else am I missing? Alright, I'll get to the bottom of that. So, that really shouldn't matter, but alright. If there's any questions, let me know. Good luck, everybody.